I'm sure it's nothing you don't like. Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey boys, what's going on? It's your boy Clauso here today, guys, and today I have two new duelist spoilers for you. One's a neutral from yesterday, and one's a Linar card for today. Nonetheless, let's hop into it and let's start going over some cards. The first card's pretty interesting. He is a neutral, and this card is called Sanguine Iron. Sanguinar is a 4-mana 5/4, and his ability is your Bloodborn spell costs 1 less to activate. So let's go over the card piece by piece, and let's just go over it. Yeah, so it's 4 mana. 4 mana is going to fight for a lot of spots in a lot of decks, because 4 mana is like that sweet spot in a lot of decks. That's where, you know, the Blood Moon Priestess are. That's where the, you know, Four Wings Maggies are. You know, there's a lot of stuff in a lot of decks that fit for 4 mana spot. That is the prime spot in a deck. So the fact that they made it 4 mana, you know, is going to hurt if it's going to see play or if it's not going to see play, in my opinion. It does have a very good ability, so keep that in mind, which is why they made it, I think, that spot, because if they would have made it like 3 mana, I feel like 3 mana, there's not a lot of competition, so it could fit in almost every deck, and people would probably be pissed off with free Bloodborne spells going around. So let's move on to stats. It's a 5/4, which I think is very fair. You are getting, you know, you're getting what you get for 4 mana. You know, it's a 5/4, you get +1 attack for its mana, and then its defense is equal to its mana, which is fair. I think that 5 attack is going to take out a lot of minions, and you know what, to be honest, it's pretty strong for a 4 mana card. You know, Four Winds Maggie is only a 4/4, so that's what I'm saying. So let's move on. So your Bloodborne spell costs 1 less to activate. Ooh, free Bloodborne spells for everyone, or if you're playing Geomancers, 1 mana Phoenix Fires. Think about that. 1 mana Phoenix Fires. Oh my god. Okay. So this card is going to be pretty deadly if people put it in their deck. Keep that in mind. This card is going to have a target on its back immediately once you put it on the field. It's going to have a target on its back, because nobody's going to want to get hit by free Warbirds. No one wants to get, you know, see Linar use their Bloodborne spell 35 times to buff their creatures. It's going to be very deadly, you know, so keep that in mind if you run this card in your deck, that you have some way to protect it, because this is going to get hit by instant removal. Punish, boom, gone. They're hitting this card. It's very powerful, and it's a card that can be very scary depending on the deck that you're playing. Like I said, keep in mind that you're going to be playing against free Bloodborne spells if the general is using their main Bloodborne spell, but if they're running some kind of variant Bloodborne spell, like Geomancer's Phoenix Fires, that's going to cost 1 because it normally costs 2. So they're not all free. But nonetheless, let's move on. This card is pretty dope. Oh, and lastly, may I say, its ability of your Bloodborne spell costs 1 less to activate is only while it's on the field. It does not stay that way like Geomancer. You know, once you throw him down, the ability stays. So, if I can find my mouse, wherever it's at. Where are you at? There it is. So, new card. This card came out today, and this card is called Sunbreaker. He's a 4 mana 2/4 with Force Field, and your Bloodborne spell is Tempest. So these cards kind of go together. So let's begin with its mana. It's 4 mana, which is pretty dope. Once again, it's going to fight for a lot of spots in Linar decks, because a lot of Linar decks use Sunsteel Defender, Dilotus, things like that. To be honest, I like this card better than Dilotus, so it could just be me, and it depends on the type of deck that you're running. You know, if you're running big Divine Bond decks, you might want to run Dilotus instead. But, so he's 4 mana, which is pretty dope, because Linar doesn't have a lot of really good 4 mana cards. Linar itself, not neutrals. So I think it'll fit fine there in the 4 mana spot. You know, no one really uses the Sun Sister. No one uses the 4/4 Celerity. I can't remember his name. And then you will see the 3/6 that regenerates its health. It has Zeal when it's nearby a general. You see that every here and there. I can't remember its name either. So I think this is going to fit fine in the 4 mana Linar spot. It is a 2/4. It's a 2/4 for 4 mana. That's kind of scary. I kind of wish they made it a 3/4. I think a 4/4 would have been too OP. I think a 3/4 would have been nice, but, you know, a 2/4, it is what it is. At least it has 4 health. Kind of wish it was a little stronger. It has Force Field. We all know what Force Field is. Super good ability. I'm glad they put it on. And this is why they put on Force Field, because of his ability, which we're going to hop into. So your Bloodborne spell is Tempest. So Tempest normally costs 2 mana. Now, it's still going to cost 2 mana. So your Bloodborne spell is not going to cost 1, it's going to cost 2, just like Phoenix Fire would with Geomancer. So when you use Tempest, it's not going to damage Sunbreaker, which is why I think they gave him Force Field, so you're not hurting yourself, you know? Just keep that in mind. But if you play this card, you're getting rid of your War. So depending on the kind of deck you're playing, that could hurt you a lot. You know, not being able to buff your Tigers or your Lions and your Bears. Not that there's any in here, but Lions and Tigers, you're not going to be able to buff them. So that could damage you. So be careful if you run this card. If you're running a control kind of variant of Linar, maybe you run this. Just be careful. I kind of like it. I don't think it's going to work well in, like I said, the buffing kind of deck with the Tigers and the Divine Bonds with Iron Cliff, stuff like that. I think you're going to see this more of in a control kind of variant of Linar if we get one, if control actually is a thing in the new expansion. But we'll see. I think it's a very interesting card. I'm sure that every single faction is going to get some kind of variant of your Bloodborne spell is blah blah blah, and they're most likely going to be 2 mana cards, because that's what we've seen so far with Phoenix Fire and now Tempest. So looking at some of the other cards, if you guys want to go through them, you know, look at the 2 mana cards and think what they are. I hope to God that Vanars is not Cryptomatic Hold, or I might kill myself. I think they won't do that. I think that'd be way too OP. But that's the first one that comes to mind, because the rage that would come out of me if I saw Cryptomatic Holds for 2 mana over and over and over again. Oh god. But anyways, that's really all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys like about these cards, or what you don't like about these cards, or if I'm wrong or if I'm right. You know, anything at all, etc., etc., etc. And as always, guys, I'm your boy Clazo. I hope you guys keep on dueling, and I will see you guys next time.